glad that you are here. Thank you for joining into the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, where we talk all things entrepreneurship and just a whole bunch of random stuff.
Actually, there's just a bunch of random stuff. Yeah, we try to give people a heads up, though. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're going to talk and have some good business things today, and then some days are more like today, where you wear a Bronco T-shirt and don't have anything to talk about, so you're just going to wing it.
Yeah. So in winging it, but first and foremost, make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that notification button. Durango makes me say this every time. I wish we had a teleprompter that I could read off of this and make sure that I
don't forget to do the hashtag.
Oh yeah, hashtag work hard, play harder. I don't know. Do we have a hashtag?
Do we have a hashtag?
I think you just get one started.
Let's make a hashtag for today.
Yeah.
We can hashtag through this.
Hashtag embarrassing stories. What about that?
Yeah, whatever, dude. Let's do it.
All right.
You're going to hashtag embarrassing. You're going to hashtag embarrassing story us first.
Exactly. So we were kind of thinking a little bit about some things and just having some fun and laughing just a little bit ago. And we were like, you know what? We could probably share some of these things and just make fun of ourselves a little bit. That's one thing that I think is super important. Like, you can't take yourself too seriously. And that's actually something that I have to work at, as you know. I can get a little bit on the serious side. But in having some fun, some embarrassing stories. So should we like flip a coin or like do the rock, paper, scissors thing?
I got to think of one. So do you have one?
Yeah, you got to think of one. Okay. All right. I've got a lot of embarrassing stories and things that have happened in my life.
Okay, hold on. Let me clarify real quick. I'm not saying like, whoa, nothing embarrassing happens to me. I got to really figure one out.
I got like 5 from this week for you.
I'm saying there's plenty. I just got to figure out a good enough story that will make people laugh.
Yeah.
And, so.
It's easy for me because hands down the most embarrassing moment of my life, not even just professional career, but literally of my life was right after I had first moved down to Indianapolis. I had construction experience, construction background, all that kind of stuff. Met my now wife at the time. We were just dating. Might have been engaged actually at this point in time. Actually, I think we were engaged. But I worked for her uncle, who owns a roofing company here in Indianapolis, and
destined for roofing.
Yeah, I guess. And one of my favorite things to do, ever since I was a little kid, I loved machinery and trucks and all that kind of stuff.
Doesn't every little kid, like, you get the Tonka trucks and
for sure. But I always had a fascination, and so I actually at a pretty young age got some certifications on equipment operation and all that kind of stuff, and was able to be
certified forklift driver.
I am.
Have you seen like the reels and the things of that's like a trend going on now?
No.
Dude, they're hilarious. Durango, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, there'll be a guy like be sitting there with like a bunch of like fake money or whatever. I don't know. They just do dumb shit. They're like, oh, I had all this stuff. She didn't know I was a certified forklift driver and like all this shit. Dude, you got to look those up. Anyway,
all right, I'll have to check that out. No problem. We were actually roofing a one of the most illustrious clubhouses or I should say, country clubs in Indianapolis called the Hawthorns. This would have been back
off 116th and 110th, between 110th and 116th.
Yeah. Surrounded by very nice homes, of course, some high profile clientele, members of this place.
I did a lot of roofs in that neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
It is a very, very, so when you say that, I'm like, yeah. Like, I get it. It is a very nice place. Bougie.
Yeah, very bougie. And so anyways, this particular day was a beautiful day for roofing. I remember it vividly. It was a wonderful shingle that we were putting down. I'm just kidding. I don't remember any of that. I do remember that it was black, and I remember that my job, that project, was to keep feeding the guys with a lull. I was driving the big Sky forklift and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Night before it had rained. It was pretty soupy down there, and I had just extended a load of shingles onto the roof. The guys were unloading it. I was going to crawl down and go do something else, and unfortunately, where I had to park the lull was right over this big, like, probably 3-4 inch of water mud puddle, and so I wanted to crawl over the tire, which, these tires are about my size, which isn't that big, but to me very large.
So just so we can get, I can't hear. Just so we can get a visual.
Yeah.
Right. So you're at a clubhouse.
A ritzy clubhouse.
Ritzy clubhouse.
Yep.
All right. And what's going on at the clubhouse? Are there people there?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of busy, a little bit. But the good news is I'm on the back of the clubhouse, not really paying attention too much to my surroundings. I'm on the back of the clubhouse, just extended this load of shingles up onto the roof.
Okay.
And I didn't want to step into the water. So I want to climb over the tire and get to the front.
Is it mud or is it a mud puddle?
It is a mud puddle right outside the cab. Okay. I wanted to crawl over the top of the tire to where it was just mud.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got it. So I step out of the cab onto the tire, start climbing over. The unfortunate part was that I accidentally slipped on the tire because, of course, it was wet and had some mud on it as well. I slipped, landed face down in the mud puddle. I remember getting on all fours.
In 3 to 4 inches of water.
In 3 to 4 inches of water. Like flat. Face first. I am now, only my back is dry. That is it. And I'm literally like on all fours and I look up and wouldn't you know it, I didn't even notice this before. It was the glass windows of the gym where all the treadmills were lined up. And I swear every freaking treadmill had somebody on there running. There was like 3 people like trying not to laugh. One guy that didn't care and was just laughing. It was absolutely the most embarrassing moment of my life. I literally just kind of scampered off as quickly as I could and
scurried off.
Oh, it was awful.
Oh my God! Well, you just go home for the rest of the day?
No, of course not. I went and grabbed a towel or whatever, a t-shirt, kind of dried my face off, and went back to work.
Put a mask on so they couldn't see you.
Yeah, it was rough, man.
Oh, dude,
it was so embarrassing. That was seriously the most embarrassing moment of my life ever.
So let me ask the treadmills. It's always a little more embarrassing if it's the opposite sex. Was it guys or girls on the treadmill?
It was mostly women. Oh yeah, it was like I said. I remember one dude that like he just didn't care and he was laughing. I remember 2 ladies because I made eye contact with them, and they were like, trying to be like, oh, but like also not laugh at the same time.
Yeah,
it was just
little fella.
It was just rough. Yeah.
I don't know. My wife thinks it is the funniest thing on the planet when people fall, especially me. Like, yeah, I mean, she laughs like a hyena if I fall. Like, it is absolutely bananas. Like, there's no holds bar. Like, hey, are you okay? Just dying laughing. So I was walking. I was at our parents' house and I like bought the kids ice cream or something. I think we were going to pick up the kids. They had babysat her. I don't remember the exact scenario. But we were walking up and we go in their back door and they have like their back porch is like a composite material, like decking.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a rug and there's 2 steps up and then right here's the door on the left. So I stepped 2 steps up and that rug slipped and I did the splits, but I could not hold. I was holding 2 ice creams like this, so I can't catch myself. And I literally had to like do the split so I didn't fall and drop.
Jean-Claude Van Damme style.
I ripped my shit right open. My fucking pants got ripped open. My wife, all you hear is like dying laughing. Didn't give a shit if I was broken legs, nothing.
What is it about human nature that if like you have an ice cream cone or like a cup of something and you start to fall, like your just natural instincts are don't save your face, save the ice cream cone. And you know what I mean?
I do.
It's the weirdest thing. Everyone does.
Yeah. I have zero idea why people do that. But I don't know. It's like a thing. I remember this one time, it was like spring break when I was like, we'll say I was 21.
Yeah, sure you were.
Yeah, and and I was out in Florida with a friend, and he was on like a float or something, and I'd been drinking and had much of a tolerance at 21. Mm-hmm. And I was just being a dick, and I went and flipped him on his tube. I don't know how this dude did it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say pool or ocean?
Ocean.
Okay.
Ocean. On a tube in the ocean. He had a beer in one hand and like I think maybe like a pint or something in the other. Somehow this dude rotated out and twisted his arms all the way around without ever spilling that. It was the most amazing thing I've seen him. Like, he disconnected his arms.
The human body is incredible.
And then reconnected his arms to not spill the beer. It was the craziest shit. I'm like, one, it was dumb of me to flip you with, your drinks.
Yeah.
But you don't think about that shit when at 21. But then I was like, afterwards, I was like, how did you do that? That was the most amazing thing.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, hop back on that foot.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh, dude, that was wild.
Yeah, I can tell you some professional embarrassing stories that I've had too. I remember this one time. I was one of my first leadership roles. I had a few folks that reported to me. I had a small team, it was like 5 or 6 people in this particular department, and this one girl was like always late, and her work quality wasn't that awesome. And I remember griping about it. Again, new manager. It
sounds like you picked out really good wording to be super nice about that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also trying to be very, very careful to like not use real names and not even allude to what department or company I may or may not have worked at during this time.
Jessica. No, I'm kidding. I made that up. I have no idea.
Exactly. Well, actually, we'll use that as a name because that isn't it. So, I remember complaining out loud. Again, new manager, you don't realize you probably shouldn't do that kind of thing. And I was like, Jessica's always late and her work stinks and all this kind of stuff. And I remember telling this other lady or girl that worked there as well, I was like, you guys always seem kind of like your friends. You should talk to her and tell her that she needs to do better or whatever. And she was just kind of smiling and nodding along. Walks off, and somebody else comes over to me that's in the department and heard me saying that and was like, that Mary is Jessica's sister, right? I was like, wait, what? Huh? Because I had just taken this. I was new, and so I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I was complaining about this woman's sister to her as their manager. Yeah, I felt pretty stupid about that. Needless to say, I don't really complain about people in front of people anymore.
Did Jessica? Is that what the word we were using?
Yes.
Yeah. Did she get her act together after that at all? Did that like travel back to her, and she was like, you know what, maybe I should do my shit? Or was she just like, Adam's a dick?
I'm sure there's probably a little bit of that, but I just remember being really nice to Jessica ever since that moment, and she actually. I don't know if she did better or just in my mind I said that she's doing better and I could leave her alone.
Since I bashed her to her sister.
Oh, man, I felt so stupid. So stupid.
Dude, that is... I got one embarrassing... Well, I wouldn't say it's like... Yeah, it's a work story. But I was 17. I graduated at 17. I started working for my dad at 17. I don't know if I've ever told anybody this story.
Ooh... You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I swear. I don't know if I've ever told this story before.
All I can think of is Dave and Derek better be listening right now.
It is so dumb. And I'm just like, you look back on shit. Like, I look back on shit I did at 30, and I'm like, I'm an idiot. Like, you go all the way back to 17. I was a real idiot. So I'm working. It was like a small house office off of... was that 38th and Township line, I believe. That's like the first intersection off 465 and 38.
Okay.
A small little house. And back then, I mean, was that 2001-ish? Is that right? That sounds about right. Yeah, that's when I graduated. So it should be about 2001. They got the copiers coming. Like back then, like everything's come in, set it up, service calls. They changed the toner, like because this was a publishing company. It wasn't it wasn't a printer.
Yeah,
like this is a full legit
big machine with all the cabinets and drawers and all.
Now, well, we'll get to that. So back then, like these things were like, and especially to a 17-year-old, these are alien. This is alien technology.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I don't remember who I was messing with there, but I decided to photocopy.
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay.
I decided to photocopy my ass.
Oh, jeez.
And then go stick the paper on somebody's desk or something. I don't remember who it was.
Tell me you didn't fall through.
Yeah, no, I did not fall through. No. That would have been way worse. Actually, I don't know. You guys be the judge. Which one's worse?
Okay.
All right. Falling through and breaking it, and then being able to possibly lie about what happened, or what really.
Except for the stitches, you're good. Okay, go on.
Well, yeah. If I cut my ass up, I would have left with a bloody ass and talk to somebody else. All right. So what really happened? Copy my ass. Copier jams. Right. Copier jams up, and I'm like, oh, well. Shit, where's the copy? Where's the copy?
It jams with that.
I've been copying shit all day. That was my job back then, to copy stuff.
Oh no.
I was the copy bitch.
That is.
So I copy 8,000 pages that day, decide to copy my ass one time. And it jams. Then I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like looking, I don't know. So we have to call the copy repair guy. So the copy repair guy rushes out on an emergency copy fix, and he's like opening the doors and all this stuff that I never thought to open. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, jammed piece of paper, and pulls it out. And it's a copy of mine. And I could see his face when he's doing it. He's going like this with the most confused look on his face.
Disgust,
bro,
or
I snatched that shit from him. I was like, I got it from here. I took off. I'm sure, dude, he's probably telling this story right now. Like, if you see this, I am sorry. Like, that you had to deal with that. But he's probably still telling this story. Like, you're never going to believe what happened to me today, Lisa.
Or it was probably
you're not
going to believe. Yeah, exactly.
It's Jessica's husband.
Or it's going to be like, well, it happened again.
Actually, that's probably more likely.
That's probably what it is.
So which is the worst bit? It's like, okay, yeah, you break the copier.
Actually, wait a second.
What?
Your heavy rear end on top of the printer is probably what like bound the rollers or something and caused the jam.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking mechanically here right now.
I
figured it out.
I've never went that logically into it. This is a pretty big machine.
I'm just saying, what are the chances? 8,000 copies.
I graduated at 100. Dude, I'm Murphy's Law. If anything can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Oh, man. That's terrible.
Yeah, dude. So, like, which one's worse? I want to know. Like,
so then did the guy clean the glass?
Huh?
Wait a minute. Was this during the middle of the day? Tell me there's like a copy room and no one's around.
I work there 8 to 5.
I'm just thinking about our copy machine that's literally out in the middle of the office, and I see a 17-year-old Aaron jumping on this freaking copier.
That's pretty much what went down. Because this wasn't like, this was a small house with like sales apartments and like there was no copier room. Like, it was out in the mix. There's probably like a door somewhere. I was like, I can get this done quick.
That's pretty terrible.
Yeah, so that's one of the worst things that's ever happened to me at work.
I'm also glad that it happened because I feel like we'd all be getting copies at different points in times, just like slipped under.
I never copied my ass after that. That was a wrap. Otherwise, today I could still be copying asses and hide them in people's file folders. I don't know, man. Maybe I would have never changed that.
You see those videos, like the hidden camera, not hidden cameras, but like security camera videos where people will do that and they like just fall through the glass and completely break and destroy the copier. And you're like, oh man, that not a great place to get poked with some glass.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. Dad, if you're watching this, sorry.
The glass never got cleaned.
No, I would have rather broke your copier and not had that dude find that copy than have to look at that guy go, oh,
I'll bet you're gonna have a conversation with your dad, and your dad's gonna be like, "Oh no, he told me about it. He told me what the jam was. I've known this whole time.
I've known this whole time.
I guarantee it."
I don't know. It depends on how cool. What did we say his name was? Todd or something. Depends on how cool Todd was. Maybe Todd didn't snitch on me. And if my dad does know, Todd, you're a snitch. No.
Oh my gosh,
that's hilarious.
That is funny.
Do you have an embarrassing out of work story?
Man, I do. I feel like I do silly stuff all the time.
What about your kids? Your kids ever do anything embarrassing?
Do my kids ever do anything embarrassing?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, when it comes to my kids, yeah, kind of, but they both have my personality where it's like they do embarrassing stuff to embarrass other people.
Yeah, because they think it's funny.
Exactly. And I'm not going to be that guy that they get to embarrass. So, like, you can run around and act a fool. And I'm not, even if I am embarrassed, I'm not going to let on, because then they're savages and they'll just do more of it.
They're savages. You just got it's like the kid.
It's like, it doesn't bother me at all that you did, whatever
this ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
It's like you tell your kids, like, hey, if people are picking on you, whatever, like, don't react like that. Right. It's going to let them get to you. Obviously not physically, but like talking smack or whatever. Like, don't give them the satisfaction.
Right.
That's the outcome.
That's how I try to parent. And then I go and cry in a closet a lot of times. Yeah, but in all seriousness, and kind of how we started this, like, I feel like you got to be able to laugh at yourself. And so now I think about things like, most of my embarrassing stuff, aside from falling face first into the mud, is typically because I felt bad for someone else. Like, I'm the guy that, like, when American Idol first came out, for example, like, and I feel like all these talent shows and competitions have kind of changed a little bit. I don't know. I haven't watched American Idol in a long time, but I remember when it first came out and it was new and like everybody was watching it and all that kind of stuff. That was like the first interactive television program. You call, text in and vote or whatever. But anyways, like, when,
if that's not true, please let him know.
Yeah.
I like
destroy me in the comments. When they get these people that, like, you can tell their family has told them their entire life that they're just the greatest thing ever, and they sing so good, and they believed it, but they're terrible, but they don't even possess the self-realization to know how bad they actually are. Like, I would literally have to change the channel because I was embarrassed for them so bad because they didn't possess the ability to be embarrassed for themselves.
It's zero self-awareness. I do the exact same thing. Like, somebody's like, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so embarrassed for you. And you see the judges, like, but
it's not like the ones that are real wild and crazy that you can tell are just out there trying to get attention. Like, again, like how I can be, or how my kids can be sometimes. Like, when they're dressed real funny, you're like, okay, they meant to do that. But when you get
the ones that are legit,
this sweet little person that just thinks that they really can sing good.
There are people, like, I don't know, I just get embarrassed about a lot of shit. Like, I don't even like watching shows like prank shows where they're like, what's that one where they're on the mic and they're like telling them to do stupid stuff. Something
impractical jokers.
Yeah, like, I'm watching that and they're saying, like, I'm just like, like, it's.
Oh yeah, well, they're like,
to me,
they're in.
Now pull your pants down and start singing. Like, whatever, dude.
Oh, that's nothing compared. The one that I saw where I was like, oh, that'd be tough, because I feel like actually that would be fun to do, because I would love if I'm calling my way out of things, and so to work within the confines of the direction you've been given.
To be clear, hold on. You would like to be on the mic, or you would like to be the person doing the stuff?
I would give both a shot.
Okay, I don't mind being on the mic. If I'm telling people to do stuff, I think it's hilarious. When I'm watching from an outside perspective, for some reason, I have a different perspective on it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, no. But I'll tell you to do dumb shit all day. We can set this up right now.
No, so this one that I saw,
Durango. Hold on. Don't let him change the subject.
No, I'm still talking about this, the Impractical Jokers thing. And this would be hard. This would be one of the hard things for me. Was one of the guys had to go in and was like teaching a painting class to kids, and it was like moms who brought their kids in, and so like they had them paint their photos or whatever, or the guy might have been a helper, I don't remember, but he had to walk up to these little kids and be like, your painting is terrible, and like just take like a red paintbrush and like X it out. And these little kids are like crying, and the parents are like enraged that this guy just painted with a red X. That'd be hard.
Yeah,
that'd be hard.
I don't know, man.
Or there was another one.
No. That one would be hard. I actually think that one might be pretty funny, just because I hate kids' finger paintings. No,
there was another one, like they had to. They were just downtown in some random city, and like they were telling them to like, hey, go grab the cigarette out of that guy's mouth and throw it on the ground and stomp it out and say you shouldn't be doing that. It's not good for you. Like, and it was like a big like biker dude or whatever. I'm like,
this could go bad. There's a guy.
We should do this.
There's a guy that does that. What's his name? Jamal or something like that. Durango, you know who I'm talking about? He's big, burly dude. You know who I'm talking about? And he goes there and he'll like aggressively like smack it out of their mouth.
Yeah.
And be like, like, it's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
I'm like,
See, I feel like with the Impractical Jokers thing, though, like, I could get through almost anything because I know at the end I at least get to tell them it was a prank, right? Like snatching somebody's cigarette, it'd be awkward, but I know after a little bit of awkwardness, I'd be like, hey, it was just a joke. You're on a TV show or whatever. But like the little kids that just spent an hour painting a freaking self-portrait or something like that and to take a
but that self-portrait was trash.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. All right, I'll do the cigarette one and then you do the kid one.
All right, I could pull that one off. Like happily.
But think about like...
I'll practice on my kids tonight.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, you could do that to Addison, no problem. You could do that to Willow, no problem. But I just think about like the big crocodile tears that Amory would form behind her cute little glasses. There is no way I could do that to her.
So, yeah, that would be rough if they actually reacted that way. So we did the poop prank on Willow, as like you guys all know this. Yeah. Here's the thing that people don't know. This thing went viral, right?
Yeah.
It's got like 12 million views. I didn't know shit about TikTok. And I was just like, I was a scroller. I was a lurker, right?
Is that what they call them, a lurker?
I don't know. I
don't have the TikToks.
I just lurked through the TikTok.
Trying to get into my brains. I'm not doing it.
And so, so I'm doing this. And one night, right, I'm watching videos and like I get into, like if you start watching something in TikTok, like you start watching golf videos and you like finish the video, it recognizes that you're paying attention. And then all of a sudden you're in like golf talk.
Yeah.
Or if you're in like watch food videos, all of a sudden you're in like food talk, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I've gotten to like prank your kid talk one night. And like, it was like midnight. Like wife's already snoring next to me. She's like, I don't snore. Yeah, you do. So anyway, I'm like going through and I'm like, hey, I got a video where I pranked my kid. And this is, I promise this is going to fold back into what you said. It's just a long explanation.
Well, you filmed this, but you didn't post it till almost like a year later, I think.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, I pranked Willow on April Fool's Day. Like Willow at the time was, I don't know, 5 or 6, I can't remember. And then Amory was like 3 or 4, probably. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, I'm like, I got the video and we did the poop prank. Which, for clarification, there's no poop involved. It's you ask for
Nutella or something like that.
Yeah, you ask for your kid to bring you toilet paper, and then you got peanut butter and Nutella on your hand, and then you grab the toilet paper from and wipe peanut butter on them, right? So I did this to Willow, which is a huge drama queen, and she starts screaming. And I'm sitting on the toilet, yes, with my shorts down, but I have my boxer shorts on and whatever. So she takes off running, and Whitney is on the couch and she's filming, and she runs over, hits the sink, starts washing her hands. She's screaming, and Whitney's dying laughing. And she's like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Willow, what's wrong?" And then Willow tries to murder her with her scream. She like the last one was like literally tried to kill her. And so I'm like, dude, I think it's hilarious. I'm like, I got a video, so I post it. Few minutes later, I fall asleep, right? I got no followers on TikTok. I got nothing going on. Like I said, I'm a lurker. I wake up in the morning to mass chaos. Mass chaos. And I've never went viral on anything. I don't like, this is not what I do, right? And so I got, I don't know, a couple thousand followers in the morning. I got, the videos got half.
Is that how it works? One video and all of a sudden people are like, I'm going to start following this guy in case he starts posting some more funny shit stuff.
Or something. So I got like 500,000 views on this video, like 5,000 followers or something. And like, it doesn't stop. And it's like, if I refresh it, like the notifications, it stops at 99 on TikTok. Like it never shows 100 and whatever.
Right.
It's 99 plus. If I refreshed it, by the time I refreshed it, 99 new notifications were back.
Jeez.
It was bananas. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm not used to like going viral. And I don't know.
So what is it, like likes and things like that, or
any
comments?
Likes and comments. So people started arguing on my TikTok.
Ooh.
And like, you can look this shit up, bro. It's still on there. There's a bunch of people on there arguing. One, that I'm a horrible father and I've scarred my child for life.
Yeah, but not because of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not because of this particular video. And then there's other people, the majority of people that's like, no, that's funny. Like we watch these all the time. It's peanut butter. They're fine. You're supposed to have fun with your kids.
Yeah.
Like, but these people are like arguing. There's like the 10% that want me to die in a fire.
And I guarantee the ones that are mad don't have kids. And I
Yeah.
dislike people like that.
So, and then the rest of the people are like dying laughing. This is great. They're sharing it. They're doing all these things. And I'm just like, oh my God. But those 10% I think is what made it go viral because people are arguing. So just comment. Just
going back and forth.
Back and forth. Somebody's like, somebody should call CPA on you.
Oh my God.
And somebody else is like, wait, am I saying that right? Is that what's
CPS?
CPS. Right? Okay. So somebody should call CPS on you.
You should really get a certified public accountant to look into his records.
Yeah. Exactly. And somebody else is like, hey, CPS here, don't call us for this bullshit.
No way.
I swear to God on my life, dude. And these comments, they're just arguing back and forth nonstop. So that, it went on that way for a week or two. And then it started slowing down. Now it's at like 11 million views.
Gee whiz.
Like I could tens of thousands of comments. All this shit, dude. It was bananas. Like I could have, if I was somebody that was trying to go viral and had I had like 7 videos before that or 5, and it was just like dumb shit around my house. Like, here's my dog, here's my kid, type
Trying
of deal.
to prank Whitney with a remote control mouse.
Yeah, no, that came later.
That's right.
Yeah, it was literally nothing. It was like a video of my truck from when I went racing in Michigan, different things like that. Nothing that I thought anybody would really like, right?
Right.
It was just like, hey, I did TikTok and I thought my friends were following me and I did the same thing I did on Facebook.
Yeah.
Every single one of my old videos went up too because they're like on my page looking for more stuff of me like wrecking my kids' lives apparently.
Yeah.
So I don't remember where I was going with that. But, okay. Let me tell you. This is where it went. So when we did all of that, and back when we actually made the video, not when I posted it, like a couple days later, we decided to do it to Amory, which was
sweet little Ams. She would have been 3.
Yeah, 3 to 4 years old, and we did it to her, and she was like, It's funny because she was all going off our reaction, right? Like we did the prank to her, and then we were like, oh my God, what's in your hand? She was like, oh, it starts freaking out. She hadn't even seen it. She started freaking out.
She's thinking bugs or something.
No, she just started freaking out from our aura and our, but hold on.
That's a kid thing, right?
Yeah. So like based on our reaction, she was like, what's wrong? And starts freaking out and like crying.
Yep.
And then she sees it. It was like, ooh. And I was like, all right, dude, like we got to delete this video before anybody sees it. They'll call CPS for sure with this one. Like I felt awful. I was like, it's just peanut butter. It's just peanut butter. Look.
Oh no. I feel like we're teaching bad things though.
I ate it off her hands.
She's going to tell her friends, it's just peanut butter.
Yeah, as long as it's her friends that are tasting it, it's fine.
Oh my gosh.
God, dude.
So two wonderful parenting lessons in this. Number one, we'll go with the one you just mentioned. If your kid falls down and gets hurt and you freak out, they freak out.
Yes.
Not because they're hurt.
Yes.
This is going to be the parental work hard, play harder podcast, evidently. So that is parental guidance number 1.
Wait. Let's preface here.
I'm trying to fix the world right now.
I hate when people give me parental advice. So like, we're just going to tell you.
But that makes sense though, right?
We're going to tell you our personal thoughts, and you can tell them to shove them right up our asses, or you can.
No, you need to listen to us. I am trying to fix America right now. Let your kid cry a little.
Yeah.
No.
But I fully agree. Like if you, oh my God, what's wrong? And then they're like, what is wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there needs to be something wrong.
I did that to Durango the other day, and I was like, oh my God, Durango. And Durango was like, whoa. He started crying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Weird.
Well, he's still young.
Yeah, he is. He's like almost a baby.
But the other thing that, we kind of started talking about too, and this is, who knows, maybe it'll be controversial, whatever. I don't care.
Whatever.
I'm getting to the point where I don't care about certain things.
Yeah.
I lost it. Hold on, let me get back there.
Mark this time.
Oh no. When you're we like to have pranks on our kids prank us, all that kind of stuff.
You're ruining their lives, Adam.
No, we are making strong citizens, because that is what is wrong, where these kids these days, they don't know what it's like to take a joke, and so then they just get offended about everything because they don't know what a joke is and what a joke isn't. I think you got to be careful about what certain jokes are, but you gotta be able to take a joke.
Can you do me a huge favor? Go to my TikTok page. It's at The Roofing Dad, and find a comment on that Willow video from @BlueHairLady47 and tell her that right there.
No, I'm being for real, because what happens?
I made that up. I don't know. There is a lady that's.
I was like, wow, you just put her out on blast. And I just got the email that you just said. That was funny. But seriously, I really think you got to teach your kids like how to, within reason, right? Like a prank is something that's funny where no one gets hurt physically and where no physical damage is done to like property. Like egging somebody's house, that's not a prank. That's just vandalism. Yeah. TPing someone's house, on the other hand,
hilarious,
is a prank.
Now, as long as you know them.
Yeah, again, as long as you know them. Now, if you're just doing it to be mean to somebody, like to
well, we should clarify know him, because like I know Bill and he's a real dick. Yeah. So I'm going to TP the shit out of his house. Adam said it was fine.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I learned to TP from my parents because that's what we did together as a family. Was like we would go to our friends and TP them. I remember one time being real young and we came home and we left the back door open. On the second level of the house, we had a deck that did not have stairs that went down or whatever. They shimmied up the deck, some of our friends, and they TP'd the entire inside of our house.
Have you guys ever seen the movie The Butterfly Effect?
Yes.
You know how one
Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah, like one little ripple in time causes this massive thing. One butterfly wing can cause a tsunami. I do think now that I've talked to you that you are directly responsible for the toilet paper shortage of 2020. That's all. That's the butterfly effect of Adam Kaminsky. Listen, take Adam out of it. The Kaminsky's family's shenanigans.
I don't think anyone that truly knows the Kaminsky family would ever argue with you that we are the cause of the toilet paper shortage. I don't even know if it's for the reason that you're talking about, but I'm just saying.
The great toilet paper shortage of 2020.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So thanks for that, everybody. Thank Adam. Or the Kaminskys, sorry.
I was like, where the heck is he going with this butterfly effect thing and toilet paper? What the heck? That's hilarious.
Oh, my gosh.
We woke up, speaking of pranks, so two of them real quick. One, I got to up my prank game. I feel like I'm the nice one of my household. My wife freaking pranks me all the time. My kids prank me all the time, or prank us, I should say, all the time. I do silly stuff like, hanging up the Christmas lights and, hey, we're going to lay the ladder down. I'm going to lay in the bushes. Go get mom. Tell her I just fell off the ladder, whatever. We did that one year. That was I thought pretty funny, but my wife gets stressed out around the holidays and she was in the middle of cooking dinner and
she did not think it was as funny.
Yeah, not so much.
Didn't go over well.
Yeah, that was one of those ones where I was like, okay, babe, I'm sorry. And I felt bad about it. Yeah. But my wife one time, I was in the shower. I got home from work. I had worked late one night. She was gone somewhere. I can't remember. Just got out of the shower. She was hiding in the closet. And as I walked into the closet and all my vulnerabilities, she yelled at me. And I turned around and thankfully I saw that it was her right before I started swinging because I literally, dude, I was drawn back. She was like, "It's me." So that was funny. But a couple years ago, our kids, they love April Fool's jokes. They've been doing some funny stuff for a few years ago. But we woke up on April 1st. This was a couple years ago. I want to say it was like during the pandemic.
Oh, my God. Don't let me forget. We should tell the April Fool's story. All right, go ahead.
Yes. We wake up, we walk out. The kids had rearranged all the furniture in the house. Like they took all the stuff out of our kitchen and put it in the living room. All of our living room furniture was like in the dining room. Like they literally rearranged the whole house. That was a prank they did one year. The next year they took all the doors off. Literally went and grabbed my drill out of the garage. Took all the doors off. I was like, why didn't you guys just like take the pins out of the hinges instead of taking all the screws out there? Like, we didn't know we could do that. I'm like, well, now you know. So it was a good carpentry lesson for them on how to actually remove a door more simply.
Can I give Just make your kids feel a little better. God, I was a horrible kid. Again, sorry, Dad. My little sister was in Taekwondo, and she was like a black belt, and she had throwing stars and these different things. Well, one day at my dad's house, I was like, probably again 16, 17. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this throwing star will stick in my sister's door. Let her belts are hanging over. And I chuck it. And this thing was like...
They're big and heavy.
Dude, it blew through the door.
I
blew a hole through the door. My dad was gone. He was out. It was me and my friend. I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Can you believe what she just did?
So she wasn't there. It's just me and my friend. I rip all her Taekwondo belts off the door. I'm like, we got to change the door. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. Like, I was going to put it over here on this door. So I get a drill, and I think, I don't just pop the hinge thing out.
Yeah.
I take the drill, and I start, like, taking the whole thing off. I move it over. I take the other one off. I take that down. I put it on my door. Again, don't know why. It's the same hallway.
You panicked.
It's the same hallway, and my dad's door is right here. I panicked. I fucking panicked. And so I get this whole thing screwed back on. Well, one's facing this way and one's facing this way. They're different sized doors. So I close it, and it's like 6 inches short, dude. It's not even the right size. So then I'm like, shit, I got to change it with another one. Oh, no. I think what it was, I chucked it at my dad's door. That's what it was. So he would notice at his room, so I had to change it down here so he wouldn't notice. So anyway, I get that door back off. I get another one on, but I still have one to go, and I hear the garage door. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, go distract him. I'm up here trying to put a door on.
Have you ever been that friend that like had to distract the parents while like the other person was like either cleaning stuff up or putting things away or whatever?
Those are
awkward moments.
I have very. Well, here's the thing. Props.
Hey, Mr. Smith, how's work?
Yeah. My dad wasn't having that shit. He knew something was up immediately. I hear Jason trying to talk to him, like chasing him down the hall.
Yeah.
And like my dad comes right up the stairs. He's like looking around, and like I'm caught, dude. I'm caught. I'm like, look, dude, this is what happened. And he was like, you're an idiot. All you had to do was take the out of the hinges. Like I didn't get in trouble for that too bad. I had to pay for the door. But he was just like, you are an absolute idiot.
That's
like,
funny.
you just pop these out and then you move it.
Yeah.
So
it's just that simple. That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I did get sidetracked. So you want to tell how we reversed the joke on the guys here?
Yeah, that was pretty. This was what, 2 years ago, right? Yeah, it was last year.
Well, it was last year because we were
just got in this office.
We're in this office, so I'll start here because the guys wanted to prank you, and I'm listening to them and all this stuff, and they're like, one of the sales managers is like, I'm gonna fire you right in front of Adam's door, and like you start yelling, like you cuss me out, make it real. And blah, blah, blah. And like they're going all this. And so it was poor execution on their part. Like,
it was awful. Yeah. It was some of the worst acting you've ever seen or heard ever.
I just heard you from your office be like, shut up and get back to work. So something like it did not phase you in the slightest, dude. It was hilarious. And so we're in there, and I had bought this decanter for the office, and we just put water in it or whatever. And the sales manager that tried to pull the prank was like, the prank. I was like, I can't believe you guys didn't fall for that. Blah, 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 blah. And
it was so bad. I'm going to say his name, Dan.
Dan.
Just call him out because he was terrible.
So bad. And we're in there, and I don't know how it came up, but there was zero planning. And when the opportunity presented itself, me and you just both knew. And
our eyes locked for a second, and we knew exactly what we were going to do, and it was the greatest thing ever.
It was just like like the light beam came down.
Yeah.
And I wasn't planning on pranking anybody, but he was like, oh, blah, blah, like.
Oh, here's what it was. So the decanter was new, and Dan came in to talk to us. It was just the three of us. We were talking about something, and we knew that it had been obviously just having water in it. And Dan said something about taking a shot of what he thought was vodka in there, and we
Yeah.
were like, yeah, whatever. And then we made a bet about something. He was like, well, I'm going to do it. And I was like, no, you're not.
With you not drinking, he was like, it said something about you doing it. You're like, I'll do it right now. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I'll do it. He was like, I bet you won't. And you're like,
he was like, I'll bet $100. I'll bet you $100.
And then when you said he was like, but not one of the shots I take. I get to pour it. And like he was all proud to pour like a triple or quadruple shot.
Exactly.
And that's what it was. Like when that whole thing started, because we both knew it was water. That's what it was. We both were like, this idiot has no idea. And
Daniel.
Yeah. And so,
have you ever heard this story were you here?
But I remember we did not set the hook too quick, man. We like let him run with it for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were like, well, no, we're not going to take that bet. Like you got to, because you were like, I'm not going to take a quadruple shot, bro. It's got to be reasonable. Like we played it up really well. And he's like, all right. Like I'll settle for a triple shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then finally, like we were just like, fine. And you go, you even like made little wins, like you played it really well.
I started like coughing like it was burning and stuff, and
oh my god, dude! And then
he was proud of me. That's the part that I'm most sad about is he was proud of me.
He was proud of you, and he peeled off that $100. He was like, here you go, here you go. And
but then
that's not even the prank, though.
No, that's not even the prank, because what happened was after that, he left. They had to go someplace for a little while, and I started talking to some of the people that were in the office. Actually, I think it was just Durango and
Paul knew about it, I think.
Yeah, Paul ended up coming in to know about it. But I was like, hey, we gotta milk this thing a little bit. You and Dan went to the gym because you were doing 75 hard.
That's what it was. Yeah,
we were doing 75 hard.
So because you were texting me and I'm working out with Dan. Yeah, I
said, hey, let's keep this thing going a little bit while longer. And so what we did was, I think it was Durango, right? You text Dan. I said, hey, text Dan and say, hey, is everything right is everything okay with AK? And so he texted some stuff. We probably still have the text messages.
Yeah, I think you texted me too. And we're like, hey, by the way, this is what's going on. Heads up, like play it up.
Yeah. And so some messages got sent. So now Dan thinks that I'm like just hammered in the office from taking this drink. So he comes back, and actually even before he comes back, I'm like, I really got to sell this. So there's a couple other sales reps like in the walking around the office or whatever, and I'm kind of trying to set the hook a little bit more, like walking around and just kind of like bumping into things a little bit, but not being like stupid or belligerent, just kind of bumping into things. And sure enough, I could hear people talking outside my office door like, is he okay? Like, what happened? And all that kind of stuff. And then I think more texts ended up going to Dan and like, what is going on with him? Like, he's not drinking, is he? Like, anyways, so Dan gets back, and at this point, was I already laying on the floor when you guys got back? No. You came. I think I'm still hamming it up a little.
You're hamming it up a little bit because this is right before you went in to do that. You came into my office and we were kind of like just laughing about it a little bit, kind of like talking plans a little bit. And you were like, hey, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go into my office. Paul threw a little bit of his leftover food in my trash can.
He had some like beef stroganoff or something like that.
And he made it look like vomit. Made it look like vomit.
It looked so gross.
And
it smelled delicious, but it looked so gross when he put it in.
And what if we should have really pranked him and like,
it's just beef stroganoff.
So anyway, you're like, I'm going to go in my office and like, I'm going to pass out on the floor. I'm like, dude, that's pretty extreme. Like, I don't know if Dan will fall for that, but I didn't know how much you'd been hamming it up here. Right. And I'm like, just like lay on the couch and like put your arm over your face or something. And you're like, nah, bro, I'm going all in.
I'm going all
You're
in.
like, I'm going all in. And I was like, all right. And then you walk out of my office, and directly out of my office, there's a hallway here, and then it's all open here. You slam right into the corner of the wall there. And I'm like, and like, fuck it, just keep going. And I see a sales rep, I think it was Nick, coming down this way, and he was just like, oh my God.
Just like freaking out.
Yeah, and like everybody's like, the vibe is real weird because nobody knows but like us and Durango.
This is literally probably
Paul.
a 3 hour.
Oh, yeah.
time frame that all this is.
I had to work out for at least 45 minutes at the gym because 75 hard rules.
Right.
And then, you got 15 minutes for changing before and that. That's probably extreme. You know what I'm saying? And then like all the acting before and after, like this is 3 to 4 hour. Like this is a long prank.
Yeah.
And so shortly after that, you go in and you like kind of slam your door. And this is all I heard from my outside. A few minutes later, I heard something little and then and then I'm like, what the hell, man? What's going on? I go over there and I look and I'm like acting like I'm like all concerned, and I see, and dude, all I see is your feet, because I was like just trying to like fake peek around the door like to not interrupt. But I see your feet and you're like passed out, like chalk outline on the floor, dude, next to the trash can. And Dan's like, oh my God, we got to do something. We got to take him home. I was like, I'm not taking him home. I'm not explaining this to Andrea, bro.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I was like, absolutely not, dude. I was like, we can throw him on the couch and let him like sleep it off. I was like, no. He was like, he needs to go home. I'm like, I've started feeling a little bad.
Yeah, because Dan wants to start taking care of me now at this moment.
Yeah, he went into
a couple other
mode.
guys try walking in to see what's going on, and he's like blocking the doorway, like, go away, guys.
He's like, get out of here. Yeah, he went into dad mode, so I felt a little bad at this point. Oh my God, dude!
My eyes are watering.
So yeah,
and as you guys are talking, like literally whispering, like, "What are we gonna do?" And yeah, you're like, "I'm not explaining this to Andrea," and he's like, "We can't just leave him here." And I start laughing, but I'm like, I don't want to give it up just yet. So I kind of like, again, I can feel a laugh getting ready to come on, and you're gonna see my body shake. So then I had to go back into some like fake dry heave
to cover the laugh.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect ending. We finally got up. He's like trying to help you up and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey buddy, I'm gonna take you home. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. Get you up. You stand up and you like grab your desk and like level yourself out. And I might mess, especially if you got the video of it, but this is the gist and this is how I remember it in my head. You get up and you're like, all right, Dan, just one thing before we go. Take your $100, bitch. Like, I ain't taking no triple shot. And Dan's face was just like, what?
He was so confused.
Dude just ate a 4-hour prank, man.
Oh man, that's actually probably one of the best pranks I ever pulled, just from the length of time it took to set it all up, and it was on a whim, like it was not a planned out thing.
It was organic. I think that's the best shit. Organic.
You and I working on these things together, man. It's a dangerous thing for those around us.
Yeah, it was right here though.
We should do more office pranks, like on Durango.
A lot on Durango, but who's going to film it?
We'll figure something out. We'll get some GoPros. We should just start wearing GoPros.
These are basically professional cameras these days. We don't need Durango.
Wouldn't that suck if you have to start editing?
Not that we don't know. I just edit your own pranks, nerd.
That's terrible.
Oh my God, dude, that's hilarious. Well, that was pretty awesome. You got any other cool stories? So cool, man. Well, I'm out of funny stories for the day. My face hurts a little bit.
We're gonna have to. My eyes keep on watering just from laughing so much of these stories. That's funny stuff. But this is a good thing. Anytime you have good conversations like this, you got to make some commitments and create some action items. And I think more pranks definitely need to be on the action item list.
More pranks. Prank your kids. Let them cry a little bit.
Yeah, let them cry a little bit. Not because of the prank. Those are two different detached things. But if they do cry during the prank, just make sure that you get it on film and submit it to TikTok.
Put it on TikTok. Get 12 million views, a bunch of followers.
For sure. Speaking of followers, make sure you like and subscribe this podcast on whatever form or mode of listening you enjoy it on. But seriously, thanks again always for being here.
What was the hashtag? We just started this randomly. So we said at the beginning, hashtag something. Right here, Durango will put it in. If he doesn't, I'll look stupid doing this.
I think it was hashtag embarrassing stories.
Stories or something.
Yeah, something like that.
So
we'll hashtag it.
Hashtag, like, subscribe.
Give us an embarrassing story of yourself, maybe.
Yeah, tag us in an embarrassing story. Put it in the comments. Replay it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I want to see these. I'm going to look them up. So hashtag work hard, play harder, and embarrassing stories. And then Durango, you find these bad boys, and we'll do reactions to them.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We could do a reaction episode on things that you guys submit to us.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't embarrassing to you or something funny, just send us a funny clip that you got.
Pranks.
Yeah.
Funny clips. Give us funny clips. We'll do reaction videos.
I'm going to see if I can get more clips of Aaron falling down, and then maybe just like Whitney's reaction, because it sounds like that'd be pretty funny.
Well, I can get that for you. Durango, just Google laughing hyena. That will be Whitney
just
laughing.
Put a link to that.
Yeah. Put that right in there.
Hey, thanks so much again. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and we will see you next time. Take care.